Okay guys, this is gonna be a recap for my position which I took yesterday on YM. This short on YM, I would be going over my thought process over it, why, when, what, everything. Mhm. This short to the objective. Just a second. Aslat Kautsari Porval. Am I audible? Udivai. Oh, now if okay, I am. So going into Tuesday here, going into Tuesday, I have don't have much expectation of RTY, but with YM, I could see this sets up a idea for range high manipulation to then range low objective here. This current range here, okay, range high manipulation, so range low objective. This going into Tuesday, I have this framework established prior the previous day, okay, but I could think of longing RTY as well. EQ of this day was staying intact, and this is kinda telling me bullish order flow. Opposing candles being respected. Till now, lows getting rejected, opposing candles being respected, and this swing was formed off of EQ of these opposing candles. So I could expect it to hold, and then again a continuation of this towards here. And if you guys would have watched my asset selection logic, you would know if I were to long, RTY would have been my preference due to these here, right? If I were to long, I would prefer longing RTY, then I would prefer YM, right? Even though YM looks the stronger one. So I still have that idea back inside my mind, but more so I'm preferring YM shorts. Yes, this shorts framework is good, but now when it not immediately reverses off of here, then like spends time here, then I'm more so focused on this range here. This still a bit concerned, but if not immediately rejects like here, immediately rejects, then I could use manipulation of here. This, yes, rejects here, comes back immediately, then spends time. So more so this range, then I'm viewing EQ of these opposing candles, swing forming here, EQ of previous day's range being respected. So could see a move higher off of here. Framework from previous week, Friday setting up the framework, Monday opposing, Tuesday continuation could have been there. Yes, doesn't look clean from the daily chart, but yes, it could have been possible. Now you get my idea, right? Having a protected swing to your side prior to the week opening, then Monday opposing run for the week. This was back inside my mind, open low, and then this again a protected swing forming. So Friday reversal to then Tuesday continuation here. This could have been possible if the native was poised to go higher, right? It starts displacing away from here as well, right? Protected swing from Friday. Monday forms a protected swing in respect to it. So I could think protected swing to my side, these unprotected swings to the other side, but I'm not just basing this idea off of hourly, but mainly off of daily as well. Why am I have clear expectation to short? I don't want to think long as well, but RTY could be framed long. So these two assets are like having वो क्या बोलते हैं वीडियो में उसको वर्ड भूल गया यार है are contradicting assets, you can say. I'm not able to get that exact word, but contradicting bias, conflicting bias, you can say. So then I'm more so into leaning towards the 930 open advantage, which I do have in indices. One asset tells me long, one asset tells me short. I don't want to pick or predict, okay, this should go long, this could go long. I want to wait simply for one to get validated and other one to invalidate. Then I would use that 930 opening advantage, because leave apart, but leave apart everything. There is a framework to go long, right? There is a framework to go short. So one of them should work anyhow. So 930 would set up a stage for one of them to fail, one of them to work, right? So why not wait then rather to predict, okay, this looks good, I would try and start to frame this. I have no confirmation of longing RTY. At the same time, I don't have conviction with shorting YM. So I'm more so leaning towards the 930 opening drive, right? So I am setting you people up as well, so that when I talk about 930 by showing that M15 M3 chart, people already get why I was looking for that signature, what was that signature, everything behind that idea. Just everything comes down to narrative in the end. Higher time frame, where is higher time frame heading towards? This daily candle, the daily chart. So I wanna spend my most time demand as much clean structure as possible, as much confirmation as possible to confirm that higher time frame narrative. Low time frame signatures, yes, but unless there is a good high time frame framework, I am not worried about the best low time frame signature as well. I'm just spending time demanding structure to get my hand over high time frame narrative. Where is the high time frame heading towards? Then I could frame low time frame 2, 3, 5, 10 different ways. In the end, it all depends on where is the high time frame heading towards. You want to spend your most time there. Okay, getting back to it. So the long idea looks valid, right? A protected, like how a protected string formed prior to the week, then the next day expands away. A protected string formed prior to the day is open, then the day expands away from it. This is still kind of validating this idea. We have unprotected swings here. Friday setting up the stage. Monday opposing run for the week, open low, and Tuesday should continue away, because this protected swing formed in respect to this. And in order for this to hold, this should hold as well, because if it comes this lower, I don't even expect this to hold at this point. So this formed just before Tuesday's open, so Tuesday should expand away from, and it is expanding. But at the same time, YM's short framework was good, was still validated and not invalidated. So neither idea is invalidated. So still I am in doubt for which side to frame towards. High time frame direction. So 930 advantage. If I show you why, at the same time, I said I wanted to short this, right? I would use EQ of previous day's range to validate or invalidate my idea as well. You could use full day's range, you could use the body anyhow you like, right? Not so clean here, but yes, I could see something better structure on M15. If you people wanna say same framework here, no, I don't want. Use this same framework, a protected swing in Monday, then open low for the day. I would still not long buy, because this idea you are just basing the long idea off of hourly. Daily chart tells me to long RTY instead. Same framework here, protected swing form prior to the week's open, right? Same framework for long as well, but high time frame daily chart tells me which asset to pick for which direction, and I am just looking for the confirmation for that narrative on that specific asset. I was clear going into the day. I want a short RTY YM this day here if I get the proper framework. Else, if I get the framework for long, I would long RTY this day here, Tuesday, till range high. So now getting to the 930 part, if you look here, prior to 930, I could see price spending time around the EQ of previous day's range in RTY, which isn't as much of concern because I still want to long RTY anyhow, but I still want to see how it reacts to the EQ of previous day's range. If the long framework was valid, it should displace through the EQ of previous day's range, right? If it wants to go there, then it should not respect this, not spend time here anyhow. And now 930 is about to come. Then what I can see just off a 15-minute chart, you could use this, you could use this as well. I use this for a separate different purpose. You could use this, you could use this as a low time frame range. Clearly price is ranging prior to 930, right? So if long framework, which I am already long biased on RTY, right? Two things should happen: either manipulate the range to then expand higher, either directly expand and displacing over this, right? I don't want to see manipulation of this. That would be invalidation to my idea, right? Okay, if you want I can repeat and I could show you the low time frame range as well. You could use this, you could use this, both work. Going into 930 open, this clear ranging condition. Okay, price is not reacting quickly to this swing, so I'm also focused in this range. But I do have a framework to long RTY, right? Till there, so I would prefer two conditions: either manipulate this to then long. If no manipulation, then displace through this. Don't reject off of here. Okay, that would be a kind of validation and invalidation. If 930 displaces through here and YM fails or YM shows a manipulation at some swing and jets back inside, that would be a framework to long RTY for me. 930 confirming the idea. If this rejects price, that would be a kind of invalidation to my idea of long, and that would be a confirmation to short YM at the same time, right? So using driver to my advantage, and when this happens, you could clearly see this was a manipulation of this range, which you don't want to see at 930, because then it is a kind of OHLC day, and meanwhile respecting that EQ of previous day's range. All invalidations to my long idea. So using driver to my advantage for gathering data to confirm the narrative to the point where I could frame an entry, right? If I show you the low time frame around 930, this range was hit prior to 930. So then I don't want to see manipulation of this. I want to see 930 either displace immediately, either form a opposing leg here, opposing close candles to then frame something off of, right? Either just displace away from it, immediately validating my long idea on this and invalidating long idea on YM. I'm okay framing an entry here because I could still long till here because I do have the narrative advantage to my side. At this point, I would be knowing, okay, RTY is poised to go here, right? If 930 expands immediately. But what does 930 do? Clearly confirming this manipulation here, right? Mm. Which we didn't want to see anyways. So then I switched to YM. I was watching it side by side at the same time, and then I noticed this is a SMT at the same time, again acting as a validation or more added confirmation for YM's short framework, which was already there from Monday, Tuesday, respecting EQ of Monday's range for YM, EQ of previous day's range clearly staying intact. We have a framework of by previous day to short, right? And then we already have a daily profile in alignment, but narrative wasn't confirmed for me, so I won't pay attention to the daily profile anyways until the narrative is confirmed. You could see just based off of daily profile, it looks like London reversal. Okay, then we have a entry prior to it, New York continuation entry closer through this, but this would just be based off of pattern. No narrative would be backed at this point, because if RTY wanted, RTY could invalidate this idea, right? So waiting for more info for confirmation of narrative to then framing entry. So this range low being the objective and previous day being a point of relevance to partial take off something, but still my objective is range low, this one on YM, this here, right, this day. So now do you people get why I didn't take any early entry prior to 9:30 and why I was more into waiting? And when I see this 9:30 in YM giving me rejection of highs, rejecting highs, bearish order flow sign, right? And closing through opposing candles formed prior to 9:30, and the RTY's bullish framework getting invalidated at the same time. So this is enough for me to tell, okay, I could frame YM till there. So this is where I take my entry. Not immediately here, but somewhere around here. I don't remember the number exactly, but it was somewhat here. We could see it. We can see it. Okay, it was around here. Okay, 11 was the number, if I am not wrong. 45011. Yes, this was the number. This was the number for me average position. I added to my position, then it was 11, so it would be something like this for my initial position. This is what I took here, and then I already have the confirmation. I already have enough framework. I already demanded. I have put so much restrictions on price. So when I do get the framework, I would try to take the best out of it, make the most out of it, because by the time I am taking an entry, the market has passed through certain number of tests, and when the market passes those tests, then it is qualified for a high quality framework. So when I do get a chance to frame a continuation pyramid entry, add to my winner, I would take advantage of it. This clean displacing through these opposing candles, I use it to frame, add to my winner, trailing my stop there. Earlier it was here for my initial position 9:30. This was 9:30. Then I got a better fill on this as well. I got filled somewhere around here. So my average came down to 4511 something. Then with my stop here, you could see. two executions, one here for this and one on this candle after this closure, because I was already confident with my this idea, because I had spent much time validating my narrative. So yes, then I just hold on to it. I didn't take a partial round there, if I'm not wrong. Yes, because I was confident with my idea, so I was clear. I was getting around 2 hour or maybe a bit more than 2 hour here. I was confident. Only points of parceling would be at least previous yellow, then here. I was confident. I could have taken there, but I was okay because I was bit confident. But yeah, it almost came, but I would be okay because this is quality framework for me. And when this happens, 10M aligns with my idea as well. 10M open high, sweeps out a high and gives me a protected swing to my side. If I wanted to, I could use it to add to my position again, but I'm okay. Again, a protected swing forming to my side. So yes, I did use it to trail my stop at least. Didn't use it to add to my position, but did trail using this. Yes, I did trail there, and this was my position for Ryan. Partial there. Then I just simply hold, took out one more partial there, and then held for the extreme range low. It took time, but eventually got there. So this was my position when it comes to the point of entry. It had already passed certain number of tests, so it makes sense why I was a bit confident with this idea. I told few people in here extend their target because I was already in YM short and they were only framing till previous day low, I guess. I told them to extend their TP. I don't know who were the guys, but I did told them extend. नहीं, why not? मैंने लिखा था ना यूटी भाई, आपको याद है? Maximize, okay, not extend, maximize. Okay, these guys were framing till previous July. Yes, as said, I haven't, I didn't take entry there because I wasn't confident with narrative. If RT were long, if YM short, I take my entry around there. Then, when my narrative gets confirmed, I would make the most out of it. So, told them to maximize the target, have a look at the daily chart. But no worries, it is what it is. Do you people have any doubts? Else, I would start another recording for RB's trade recap that is good as well. Any doubts, brother? Rom Singh, how is this session for you? Long time no see. See, one thing why and how I wasn't focused on watching price action. You could use these opposing candles, you could use this, but why to use these until and unless I do have the reason, I do have the proper high time frame framework, proper high time frame narrative behind the idea to use these to frame from point A to point B, why it should go from there to there. So I am pattern wise good structure, but I don't know where it is going on the high time frame. So how could I take a look and tell, okay, this should work, I could trust this high, these opposing candles should make it go lower. So I spend the most time in confirming the narrative, least time is spent in entry. like 2 3 minutes it took me to figure out, okay, RTY is failing, ym ym's framework is getting more validated than simply just this order block, and I am done with my entry. Entry is the last and the easiest part. Most people complicate the entry model, but it is never about the entry model. You could use literally anything to frame once you have the idea of where the high time frames are heading towards. From here to here, or from here to here. Entries are the most easiest part. Try to spend your most time in figuring out where are the high time frames heading towards. And if you don't get an idea, simply don't frame lower time frame. Most of your psychology problems, anxiety would get solved. RTY. And then after 9:30 it was also rejecting highs and displacing through lows. So good signature for a bearish order flow, right? You could see it displacing through lows, rejecting highs, respecting EQ. So bearish framework. And I had already told myself, if short then YM, if long then RTY. So simply framed YM. No doubt. So I should end the recording, I guess. Mm, Time for another recap. Here we go.